Hello, welcome back, everybody. I am your host. I am joined here with my co-host, Steven.
Hello.
We are Two Mics and Some Theories. We are a podcast that focuses on stories, specifically looking different ideas, different concepts, different characters, reviewing those ideas, asking some questions, and bringing you some answers that you may not have heard of. So today, we have a very special movie, because every episode is special and every movie that we analyze is special. Gone Girl.
Gone Girl.
So, what do you know about Gone Girl, Steven? Or, what were your first impressions before watching the movie, hearing it, online reviews, and then after?
I actually didn't know much about it when I first saw it. I first saw it in theaters way back when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard, oh, it's a really good movie. No one ever mentioned a twist or anything like that. So I'm just like, all right, let's go and watch it. And goddamn, it was probably one of those movies where I came out like not really believing what I just saw.
Okay, and you mentioned the twist. What do you mean by twist? Were you expecting or not expecting a twist?
I wasn't expecting a twist. You know how when people tell you, oh, you should watch it, there's a really good twist at the end or whatever, it kind of just ruins the movie viewing or the viewing pleasure experience. Because I'm just like, well, now I'm expecting a twist. Like now I don't get that build-up of suspense where you think it's gonna go one way, and then that slap in the face when it goes another way, because I'm already expecting it to go in some sort of different direction than what it's leading me to believe.
Right, but isn't that what alright, if we go back to our previous episode, we were reviewing different kind of twist specifically having to do with air, and when you have a specific twisting air, you get a twister, and that air is so powerful that it feels like you're getting slapped in the face. But the great thing about them, though, or actually the horrible thing about them, is that you don't know which direction they're going. So it's leading you one way, but then it's really going the other. So then what do? Your best option in a twister situation is to get underground, get below. As in with this movie, you have to just go down into the stomach. What stomach, Steven? The monster's belly. The belly that destroys everything, that crushes you, that just burns you with acid. Just like the... What was her name?
Her name in the movie or her real name?
No, in the movie. Hurry, Steven, the flow's disappearing.
1 second.
No, it's gone. It's
Amy.
Gone. I lost my train of thought. Just like Amy. How Amy, not only does she betray Nick, but she burns him in that acidic stomach of hers. Flowing out lies, just spitting them out. And that acid, those acidic lies that are coming out of her mouth are not only affecting her and Nick, but everyone around her. And thus, everyone is succumbed to her lies. Those vile, disgusting lies that not only give us our twist, but lead us to our previous episode where we discuss twisters. Check it out.
I mean, all right. That's a fantastic promo.
I forgot her name. Amy Dunn and Nick Dunn.
Dunn. Yeah.
I forgot their names.
I just kept thinking Rosamund Pike. Amy wouldn't come into my head.
What was her secondary name when she was in the hotels? She didn't go by Amy Dunn. She went by an alias name, I believe.
I just remember in the motel, the people that robbed her called her Nola.
Motel. Hotel? Holiday Inn. Was that Chingy?
Yeah.
Over or underrated record? I don't think Holiday Inn gave him the respect he deserved.
You think he should have got that full sponsorship?
I wonder if he did.
I don't think so.
Cause, hold on.
I don't think Holiday Inn would have wanted it to be associated with all those fat asses and thongs just booty shaking.
But it would have been good promotion at the time.
Yeah, I guess good promotion to bring girls with fat asses into the hotel rooms for naughty.
Well,
naughty
hold on.
things.
Who thinks Holiday Inn is a family-friendly place to begin with? Isn't it like it's not a motel, but it's not a high-star, 5-star hotel.
Extended stay.
It's like in the middle, like a 3-star.
They're kind of like the Motel 6s, how they're trying to change the way they're perceived. Like if you go to any Motel 6 or any Holiday Inn, they've all been renovated. They're all trying to look like more modern apartments. And all the commercials are kind of shown in a way so that they're portrayed as a more family friendly, where you can actually stay, a place you might want to live.
Yeah, but you have to understand that everyone's trying to do that. And if we go to this movie, not only are people in our world doing that, Amy Dunn does that with herself, trying to renovate herself and make this perception of who she is, this nice, sweet schoolgirl that falls in love with the boy of his dreams. But really, later on, with the twist, which was one of our previous episodes, by the way, we find out that she's not who she said she was.
But at any point, is she who she said she is?
I don't think we would know that. I think only she would know that.
Because in the very beginning, she would always talk about how she had to live up to the expectations of the Amazing Amy books.
Right.
So basically, anything she did, her parents would make the book character, Amazing Amy, do whatever she did, but in a 10 times more fashionable or more heroic way.
Right. So it was, when you read a book or watch a movie or whatever, you're reading it with the expectation that that person or character that you're seeing is a heightened version of what you expect to be, what you want to be. You want to be that. It seems like her parents did that with Amy, where they saw her and they made the better version of her, better being, more smarter, to make more financial and personal decisions that benefited Amy. That's what I mean by better, to make her more driven in what she was doing, hardworking, to make her appeal of what we think in society is someone who's, how should I say this, respectful and responsible and does all the things that they're supposed to do to live a healthy, wealthy, and I'll even say fun life. So was it the parents' fault? Or I shouldn't say if it was the parents' fault. How much blame are we putting on the parents for creating this amazing Amy? And then essentially what they did, they exploited their child being Amy Dunn, in order for their book series. And even at the end, they still exploited her by coming out with this campaign like Amazing Amy is gone.
Find Amazing Amy.
Throughout the whole movie, Amy Dunn's parents are exploiting her.
It's not Amy Dunn. Amy took Nick's last name. Because it's Nick Dunn.
Yeah, so isn't it Amy Dunn?
Well, yeah, but you're saying Amy Dunn's... Never mind. I misunderstood what you said.
Well, when they weren't married, she would be Amy, whatever her parents' last name were.
Yeah, my bad. I misunderstood what you said about Amy's parents.
It's okay. Yeah. I'll just say Amy. Throughout the beginning of the movie, Amy's parents were exploiting her from the beginning to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So how much blame are we putting on the parents? How much blame are you putting on the parents for the way that for Amy's actions? If any blame.
Can we blame the parents for their actions?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think that there is a direct correlation. If I were to blame them for anything, I think they were kind of in some way hoping that they did find Amy, but just not right away. So that way they can get more publicity. Maybe they can get a little bit more, like a jump in their sales for their books. That's the only thing that kind of came to mind. If I was them, and I was kind of a scheming type of parent, that's. But as for holding them responsible for something that Amy did, that has nothing to do with their books or how they raised her, No, I don't think you can hold them accountable at all.
Hold on, I should be more specific, because you answered that question as in a way to say that we shouldn't blame our parents for the actions that Amy did. The actions being what she did to Nick. What I was trying to say, I should have said it differently, is should we blame the parents for the way that Amy came out? Not what she did, but why she did it. That's what I meant. That was my fault. I should have been more specific. And let me answer the first one. For what she did, yeah, I would have to agree with you. I don't think we can put too much blame on what she did specifically, but can we blame them for the way she came out as a child, to an adolescent, to an adult? How much responsibility, blame, or hate, or whatever are we putting on the parents for the way Amy not acted out, the way the person she became?
I don't know. I think they would have to give us more information on her past, on her childhood, when like during the time when she was growing up. I don't know if it's like that in the book, but in the movie they just give us a short little glimpse of that, and then of when Nick finds out that she is who she says she is.
That's right. I forgot you didn't read the book. Yeah, they do go into I didn't see the movie.
Jeez.
So I can't say about the movie. But I read the script and I read the book, and in the book, okay, I see why there's a disconnect. They did go into a lot more detail in the book. And that's why I said exploited, because when you read a book, you're reading it and the character is speaking, in this case Amy, and then she's telling you, the reader, her thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said exploited, because in the book she felt like she was being taken advantage of, and there was a lot of hate for her parents. And she...
Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's really much hate expressed in the movie for her parents.
Yeah, I don't think... When I was reading the screenplay, at least, which is what the movie was based on, there wasn't any... She never said anything directly that said, I hate my parents, or that she felt some type of negative way towards them. But in the book, I think she might even call her mom a bitch.
Oh, goddamn.
So it was more, not visual, but it was more apparent how she blamed her parents for the way she was. But I'm not saying that excuses her for what she did. That's just how she felt.
So how do you feel about, I guess, in the ending, the whole fake it till you make it proposition that like she gave Nick?
Oh, that was a good one. So, Nick, I'm going to do a quick 1-minute summary.
Yeah.
Nick finds out his wife is missing. Nick searches for his wife. Nick becomes the number one suspect. Nick later finds out the truth about her wife's disappearance. Her wife was behind it. And then it comes down to the end of the movie where they clash together. And now Nick knows what's going on. She knows Nick knows what's going on. And towards the last, I want to say 30 minutes of the movie, I would assume it was the last 30 minutes, they both meet each other. They're both talking to each other. And it's pretty tense because Amy is essentially holding Nick hostage. Nick is trying to escape, but he knows that Amy has dirt on him. Dirt being the blood when I believe when she drank liquid, what was it? Car coolant? She drank some kind of, she drank a toxic chemical, and I believe Amy had the blood to that because she froze it, and Nick is trying to find it. Nick finds it, and how did she blackmail him? Oh, And then after that, Amy becomes pregnant because she had the foresight and she was expecting this moment to come that Nick would eventually find it, where she had preserved some of his semen, and she gets the semen and impregnates herself. The semen being Nick Dunn's previous semen.
Mm-hmm.
And now she tells him, we're gonna have a baby together. We're gonna continue this charade of Amazing Amy. It was really weird because in the beginning, it seems like Amy wants to separate herself from Amazing Amy.
Right, yeah.
And as the story continues, and once we reach the end, she accepts it, and she even wants to live up to it and even surpass it. It was almost like her whole life she was trying to run away from being Amazing Amy. She was trying to separate herself, and by the end, because she's so competitive, she said, "You know what? I'm going to be better than Amazing Amy. I'm going to surpass that, even what the people have read in the books, and I'm going to be a better version of Amazing Amy by the end." So she tells Nick, "Let's continue this charade. I can do this." She doesn't say this, but it was implied, like, "I can do this all day." And then Nick, I don't want to say Nick accepts it, because I don't think he ever accepts it either. I think he knows who she is, and he's trying to make his chess move better than hers. But it seems like she's always so far ahead that he's always struggling to figure out what's her next move.
You don't think at that point it was checkmate? Where he was just like, damn, I have to concede, I have to play along?
For the game they were playing, I don't think they would just reset the board and continue on. Yeah, he definitely has her, but I don't think he ever gave up. Because the beginning of the book, which I think is how the movie starts, because it was on the screenplay, was Nick staring at the back of Amy's head.
Yeah.
And then that's how it ends. Nick staring at the back of Amy's head. And now it makes sense why he said, "When I look at you, I just want to strangle you." Or something to that nature. Implying that he wants to kill her.
Uh-huh.
So now it makes sense once we watch the movie why he feels the way he feels. And that he's not this killer that everyone thought he was. Oh, I just blanked real hard right now. Where was I going? Hold on. So yes, so I don't think he ever gave up. I think he's patiently waiting.
Damn. It's wild, man. Just even placing yourself in that situation. Could you ever really go to sleep without having one eye open?
Well, I don't think she would want to kill him.
Not necessarily kill him, but there's no... I mean, they're in a... I guess you could call it a sham marriage. You get me? Like, she claims Nick made her fall in love with a front. And then once she fell in love with him and everything, Nick stopped trying. And that's when she, concocts this whole plan to try and either frame him for murder or get that old Nick back. So I don't know. I don't think if I forgot where I was going with this.
No, I got you. I would argue that most marriages are sham marriages, and they were just living up to what the norm is. Aren't the divorce rates currently 50%? Or yes. You heard that, right? Divorces are currently 50%. I don't know. I think that number is a lot higher than it is. Either two things are happening. I think that number is a lot higher than it is because people are ashamed and they don't want to admit it unless you get that information without people's consent. But either way, either that number is underestimated or people are just staying together with the people that they married because of the embarrassment or because of society or because they, for whatever reason.
Religion, kids.
Yeah. For a bunch of different reasons. So, as you said, sham marriages, I would say they're fitting right in with most people.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember where I was going with this now. So, yeah, there'd be no trust. So, how could he... I mean, obviously he has to continue playing the charade, but how could he really ever relax and feel like he's in a safe place, of all places, in your home, which is supposed to be one of the safest places for you? I don't know. I feel like he's always going to have this sense of urgency where he won't be... When you're not comfortable, you might be so stressed out, you start to gray earlier, lose your hair earlier, just because you're always worried, like, am I living up to expectations? Is she scheming to get me again? Mm-hmm. What's going on?
Okay. Yeah, I like how you said relax. I like that word a lot better. Is he ever relaxed? Probably not. I don't think he would ever be relaxed. And then you mentioned how his home was safe. Are our homes... Well, I understand how people assume that your home is technically supposed to be the safest place. Or, shouldn't say the safest. A safe place. But a house is just a wall and a door and a window, really. So it's just walls that are built around you. No different than an office space in terms of what it is. It's just a space. But I do understand that it's your property, and because it's your property, it's almost like it's an invisible bubble, and that people aren't allowed in without your permission. But anyone can really come in.
True. No, I didn't really mean in a physical sense either. It was more kind of like it's your home. It's like a safe place with you and your spouse, like where you're supposed to be, since you guys are, husband and wife, or spouse and spouse.
Mm-hmm.
No, doesn't matter the gender, but you guys are supposed to be able to confide and be able to really rely, confide, depend on each other and all that. So, your home can be anywhere. You could be in a van for all that matters, but that's what I meant by that. Not necessarily the whole physical aspect of it.
That's where I was going to, the emotional space, mm-hmm. Because a home can be anything, but it's really it's supposed to be a safe place for you, but no place is really safe. At any point, whether it's here, a van, or anywhere, any place could be succumbed to, well, at least in California, an earthquake, and if you're in other places, a tornado. So it doesn't really matter where you are. It's always susceptible to intruders, to the environment. And for the emotional aspect, I don't think Nick will ever be in a safe place, whether it's his home or anywhere, for him specifically, because of Amy, and because he knows how tenacious and competitive she is. He knows that unless she's dead, then he'll never rest. And I don't think... Or let's go away from the movie now. Do you think Nick would attempt to kill her later on? Oh, like, we're talking about the movie's over, and let's say that was the story continues. You
think 5-10 years down the road?
You think Nick would make an attempt on her life?
No way. They're under this microscope now for the rest of their lives. Because I think right before the movie ends, she's talking about, we're going to go on this interview. We're going to do... I think there might have been a mention about this book. They're going to write a book. So there's still camera crews in front of their house.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way anybody even gets a whiff of Amy's passing. Yeah, everyone's automatically gonna look at Nick. There's no way. The only way is unless she gets sick for some reason.
And when was the book written? I don't know if you know. When did the movie come out?
Ooh,
I want to say
2012, maybe 2013.
And I want to say the book was written either 2008 to 2010, somewhere around that time. And I bring the time frame up to say, I think when the writer was writing it, I don't think... Who was the writer? Something Finnegan? I don't remember. But when the writer was writing it, the internet was blowing up and social media was reaching its height. By the time the movie came out, social media was either at its height or still growing, and he didn't incorporate that in the book. There was a lot of mention of TV and shows, but there wasn't really that much mention of people on their phones or on taking pictures and videos for social profiles and to send out in the internet. So 5-10 years later, how you said they're under a microscope, I think 5-10 years later they would be even under a bigger microscope. Because now everyone, if they go out, people are taking pictures, videos. Hi, amazing Amy. Oh, there's your son or daughter. Can we take a picture? And now their life is even more public than it already is. But with that, you have anything else?
Ooh. No.
You know that was just a courtesy. When I say, yo, is there anything else? I mean, wrap it up.
No, I was going to try and add something, but...
I could tell. I know you were thinking about it.
But then it would lead into something totally different. But we can always come back to this. Something big is coming.
Okay.
That's all I can say. But yeah. Overall, I'd recommend people to watch it, and I'd actually want to read the book. Definitely going to read the book.
But with that, sign us off.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube. Comment, share, subscribe. Let us know if we missed anything you want to add. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode. My name is Steven. This is Pedro, and we're Two Mics and Some Theories. Peace.
Bye.